Welcome everyone, it's time for Race 2 at Imola. It's the final race before the summer break. Griffin had that brutal throttle sensor issue in Race 1 and managed to salvage a P4. But will he do better now? We're just about to find out as the lights go out and away we go. Great launch from Owegą and France, 3 wide into Tamburello. France lifts and it's Griffin versus Owegą into the first chicane. Griffin on the inside, Owegą on the outside. Side by side, but it's Griffin who leads the pack towards the Villeneuve chicane. Despite that not-so-good launch off the line, Griffin managed to defend into Tamburello and now leads the pack towards Tosa and Acqua Minerale. Into Tosa now, and Griffin has enough of a gap not to worry about an attack from Owegą. We move now to the mid-pack, as Roy Block fights with Colin Carasani for 15th place. Block on the inside into Tosa, and he's ahead of car number 10. Out of Acqua Minerale now, Roy Block is not stopping and now chases Overhouse into Variante Alta. Cugliari now loses the car. He spins out into the wall just like Owegą in Race 1 and he's out of the race. Thankfully, he decelerated quite a bit before he hit the wall. Into Acqua Minerale now, and Griffin goes wide! The car slides, Griffin fights to catch it, and now he rejoins the track. But Owegą is right behind him, and they're side by side now. Who will be braver on the brakes? Owegą over the curb and straight into Griffin. Owegą goes round. Griffin manages to continue, but he's down to P6. Second race and second drama for these two. France now takes the lead, Stryma second and Menzenbach third. The championship leader is down to P6 and under massive pressure from Hennessy. Side by side into Ravazza. Door-to-door contact, but Griffin stays ahead. But now Hennessy with the better exit, and he's ahead of Griffin. Now Heffler and Rude put Griffin under pressure as well. A 5-car drag race down the main straight. Championship rivals are now in a direct, high-stakes battle for the first time in a while. Griffin and Rude quite rarely fight on track this season, making this long-awaited battle feel almost virtual. But now they are drag racing for real at Imola. Into Tamburello, Griffin on the inside, and he slides right in front of number 50. Finally have a moment to look at the replay of that collision between Owegą and Griffin. Owegą goes completely straight. There was absolutely no chance he was making that chicane at that kind of speed. He was pinned to the very inside line, almost driving right on the white line, and then he launched it over the curb, making it even more impossible for him to turn the car into the chicane. He turned the car into a literal missile straight into Griffin's door. A total misjudgment from Owegą. It was just completely unnecessary.
No comment on that.
Griffin has pulled away from Hennessy, and now he closes in on the top 5. A huge slide for Griffin as he literally drifts through Tamburello. But it doesn't stop him, and he's rapidly closing the gap to Kreutzpointner. In the slipstream now, and trying to distract his rival under braking by flashing his headlights. Much more speed through Villeneuve, and now he jumps into 5th place at Tosa. What a masterful piece of psychological warfare and racecraft. Griffin is driving possessed right now. Flashing the lights to break Kreutzpointner's focus, nailing the exit out of Villeneuve, and executing a textbook pass into the hairpin. The championship leader is fighting his way back. On the very inside into the Alta chicane, we have seen that just a few laps ago and it didn't end well. He clips the curb and slightly cuts the chicane. Thankfully, it ends with just a corner cut, not a crash. Towards Ravazza, and Griffin gives the place back to avoid a penalty. He lifts just enough to give the place back, but perfectly positions himself to attack. But there is no space for him, and he has to stay behind for now. Very clever from the championship leader, but he has to bide his time behind the Austrian driver. Take advantage of that massive slipstream, and launch an attack down into Tamburello. He is playing chess at 200 kilometers per hour. By giving the position back right before the braking zone, he guaranteed himself the opportunity to dive bomb, and if it didn't work out, he gives himself the ultimate tow down that long, long straight. Side by side and on the outside now, and he overtakes England round the outside into Tamburello. What a phenomenal, breathtaking move from the Darkline Racing Team driver. Griffin is clearly fastest car on track. Lap ago he was fighting Eng, and now he's 2 seconds ahead and catches Sophia. Millimeters from her rear bumper, now to the inside, but he has to stay behind. Much better exit, and it's closing the gap again into Villeneuve. He quickly moves to the inside, side by side towards the chicane. Late on the brakes, and he's back on podium position with just under 9 minutes to go, and race leader just 2 seconds ahead of him. Just 5 minutes left on the clock, and Griffin puts Streimer under massive pressure as he is right over his gearbox. No space for him into Tamburello this time, but just 2 laps ago, we saw that it's no problem for him to think outside the box. Will he be quick enough to get side by side with Streimer and overtake him just like he overtook Sophia? Yes, he is! On the inside into Villeneuve, and Griffin is up into 2nd place with 4:45 left on the clock. Penultimate lap, and Griffin is absolutely flying around Imola. He is right behind the race leader, and his blistering pace shows that he won't slow down until he sees that checkered flag. Already side by side on the exit from the Tamburello chicane. There is no way he's going to take all 3 steps of the podium with the exact same move into Villeneuve. But he is! Griffin is absolutely unstoppable at Imola and flies toward the victory. Wide on the exit of Tosa now, and France has the opportunity to fight back. He's closing and closing. But Griffin shuts the door and keeps the lead, heading into the narrow Acque Minerali section. Literally taken out by Owegą on the 2nd lap of the race, dropping all the way down to P7. But it wasn't enough to stop Darkline Racing Team and Alex Griffin from claiming a maiden victory at their favourite track. Across the finish line, and Alex Griffin wins for Darkline Racing at the very track where they made their debut last season. And he extends his championship lead to a massive 49 points. It's time for the summer break now, and we'll be back for round 7 at the Circuit of the Americas from August 21st to the 23rd.